Are you shocked for what happened in Paris?
I am shocked, of course. This is a big crime. It's a condemned crime, especially against journalists like me. I've been a victim to many attacks. I've been abducted 6 times in my lifetime. I've been sniped at and hardly escaped death. It was a miracle that I escaped death. So I understand what it means to attack a journalist. I've been denied a visa to the United States once because of being a journalist, mainly. My visa was revoked later because of being a journalist, and I have to appeal and I have to go through long litigation just to make my status clear, and I'm against any curbing of the freedom of the press.
Do you think this was an attack on freedom of the press?
I think this is much bigger than an attack on freedom of press, although you can interpret it as such. But I think this is a much bigger thing. What's happened is an assassination. It is not a normal terrorist attack, and I don't know who has done it until they catch the people who perpetrated this atrocious attack. One can never know exactly. Usually, if it was Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Al-Nusra, it would be a suicide bombing. Why this time? It's not the suicide bombing. It's not. We see suicide bombers in Baghdad, in Damascus, in Beirut, everywhere. Why not a suicide bombing in Paris for such a big target? What the Charlie Hebdo magazine was published 8 years ago. So they had ample times, 8 years, to take revenge if it were just a reaction to a publication. No, I think the circumstances are dubious and they raise a lot of questions.
So you don't believe there is a kind of jihad or Islamic attack against a publication that was
it does not have
offending the Prophet, but you think it's something else?
I think that the case, they have chosen their target. It's a soft target. This magazine is a soft target. These people are very highly professional. The way they have conducted the attack shows that they have planned it for such a long time, and they sent very professional people, and they concealed every indication to show their identity. They speak French, and they were keen to say Allahu Akbar. This is the only thing that is linked to Islam here, is that everybody can say Allahu Akbar. Even someone who doesn't believe in God can say Allahu Akbar. And sometimes even Christians in the Middle East say Allahu Akbar. That's nothing abnormal about it. The abnormal thing is about that is that these people managed to get away with such big murder, killing 12 people, 4 are critically injured, more than 10. They were choosing their targets, they were calling them by names. They were very meticulous in researching everything about the incident, and that raises a lot of questions. This is an organized crime, organized on the highest level. These people are highly professional, and I cannot rule out that this has been done by intelligence or states.
Do you think the reaction of the UN, especially Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, was appropriate in his first reaction?
I put his reaction in European context. We hear about rise of fascism in Europe, particularly in certain states. And let me say one important thing. This comes in a very unusual circumstances. France supported Palestine recently. France voted in the Security Council in support of Palestine. And I can say another thing, maybe people can construe it differently, but Netanyahu recently said that we fear the European position with regard to a Palestinian state more than we fear Mahmoud Abbas and the Palestinian authorities' accession to the ICC. And this is a very big thing to say. I believe there are so many forces who have vested interest in preventing harmony between the Islamic world and Europe. Yes, there are extremists, there are Wahhabi Salafists who should be revised, who should be addressed, and this has been postponed for such a long time. Wahhabism is a threat to Islam, not just to Europe and to the world.